So, what does it really take for a revolutionary technology to actually change the world? I mean, is a brilliant idea enough on its own? Or does it all come down to something, well, something else? Today, we're going to dive into a company with a world changing promise, and we're going to see what happens when that big idea hits the cold, hard realities of the market. Let's get into it. All right, so the company we're looking at is called BioCleaner, and their mission is huge: to tackle water pollution, one of the planet's biggest headaches, using nothing but the power of nature. That's a pretty bold name, and believe me, it's for an even bolder idea. But right away, things get a little interesting. The same tech is also branded as Endurin, which promises, quote, enduring purity. This is a little clue, right? It tells you that the path from an idea to a final product is never really a straight line. Branding, marketing, it's all part of the story. So let's peel back the layers. What exactly is this revolutionary solution they're talking about? Let's take a look at the actual pitch. Okay, this is pulled straight from their own marketing. The claim is absolutely massive: a revolutionary breakthrough technology that uses nature to clean up all kinds of organic waste. So they're not just selling a product here, they're pitching a complete paradigm shift. And here's where they break that giant vision down into things a customer actually cares about. They promise to get rid of sludge and odor, which, are huge deals in waste management. They say it's eco-friendly, has a green patent A rating, uses way less energy, saves you a ton of money, and this one's key: it uses self-replicating microbes. And they guarantee the fastest results. It's a heck of a list. Okay, but big promises, they need some serious science to back them up, right? So let's get into the tech that they claim makes all of this possible. So here's the secret sauce. It's all about microbes, but not just any microbes. These are all natural, non-GMO, and classified as biosafety level 1. That's the safest category, basically meaning they're not known to cause disease. But the real magic word here is self-replicating. See, other systems need you to keep adding new bacteria every day. BioCleaner says theirs just keeps making more of itself. It becomes its own little self-sufficient cleaning engine. And here's a look at how it works on a chemical level. Let's take ammonia, for example, a major pollutant. The microbes kick off this natural chain reaction that converts that nasty ammonia into simple, harmless nitrogen gas that just goes up into the atmosphere. It's a really elegant, natural process all happening inside their system. And this is the thing itself. This is what it actually looks like. So all that complex science we were just talking about, it all happens inside this floating unit. This is what connects the abstract biology to a real-world tool you can just plop right into a polluted lagoon. Theory is great, right? But what about the results? Let's check out how BioCleaner shows its technology actually performing out in the field. So this is the before picture, and wow, we are talking thick, heavy, nasty sludge. Getting rid of this stuff is expensive, it's messy, and sometimes it even means sending workers in there to manually clean it out. It's a dirty, dangerous business. And this is the goal, the after picture. I mean, the contrast is just night and day, right? The whole idea is to take that polluted mess and turn it back into a clean, healthy ecosystem. This is the image that sells the dream. Now, to prove it's not just pretty pictures, they've got the data. Check out this case study from a sewage pond over in China. I mean, look at these numbers. Ammonia levels dropped by 83%. Total nitrogen down 82%. The biological oxygen demand, that's a really key measure of pollution, crashed by 70%. On paper, these results look absolutely incredible. So the claims are huge, and the data looks amazing. But what happens when it's time to stop pitching and actually close a deal? This is where the story takes a really fascinating turn. Okay, so let's meet the two people at the heart of this deal. We've got Tony Zamudio, the international manager for BioCleaner, the seller, and on the other side is Caroline Clark from Alaline Group, a potential buyer. And we get to be a fly in the wall for their email negotiations. So after a bit of back and forth about setting up a Zoom call, Caroline just cuts right to the chase. Forget the presentation for a second. She says, do you have a brochure that has the price? It's the most basic question in business, right? What's this thing going to cost me? And there it is, the answer. $85,000. That's for the Bio 6 unit for biological waste. All of a sudden, this revolutionary idea has a very real, very solid price tag. There's also a $95,000 model for tougher chemical waste. But it's not just about the money. Caroline gives some pretty blunt feedback here. The videos on the web are not really the best. And that is such a critical point. Your science can be totally groundbreaking, but if your marketing materials aren't up to snuff, it can absolutely kill a deal. All right, so this is where things get really real, because now the realities of the market, and of course the competition, start to come into play. And there it is, the C word, competition. The buyer has been doing her homework. Caroline brings up a huge player in this space, Veolia, and asks about their tech. Right there, that question puts BioCleaner on the back foot. So how do they actually stack up? Well, BioCleaner's big selling point is those self-replicating microbes in a floating unit. Veolia, on the other hand, is pushing its single-stage process that uses something called a moving bed biofilm reactor, and they claim it can remove over 90% of ammonia. Now, the point here isn't to decide which one is better. It's to show that in a highly technical market like this, buyers have very sophisticated options. You have to fight to prove your value. Which really brings us right to the heart of this whole story. We've seen the incredible promise, the impressive science, the data that looks amazing, but we've also seen the tough reality of high price tags, so-so marketing, and some really, really stiff competition. And it just makes you wonder, when you have a breakthrough product, is inventing the thing the hard part? Or is the real challenge just convincing the world to actually buy it?